What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be going over the market for Wednesday, November 20th. Um, yeah, the market opened up, and this is what my screen did look like. We got kind of looked like it might been some mixed trading range type deal, and then we had a little break lower. Didn't know what to expect, but then the market opened up at around 4:30, and it quickly got intense. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't get intense, but it did start dropping considerably, a lot lower than um, I initially thought. I thought we are going to be stuck in a range for a good part of the day, but I guess the morning, not the day, but the morning session. But it really immediately kind of dropped, and the market, yeah, it really dropped out. But um, the early portion is kind of when I like to do the analysis and kind of see. So like I said, I thought it was a trading range. Not really looking for it to go lower, but looking for any given setup. Didn't really see that many setups at first going on, but I only traded for an hour in the morning, and I didn't see that many setups. But I was able to take a freaking trade today. I got a nice winning trade with a decent 5 point size runner. So um, yeah, it was pretty good. But this is kind of how I approached the market. You can see we started moving lower here, and we got really past that low. So I'm like, all right, there's gotta be a bigger channel at play here, and I eventually saw that uh, bigger channel and corrected my my analysis and drew my channel lines. It actually fit kind of quite well, and yeah, it actually led to me finding out my first trade. But let me zoom ahead a little bit, speed it up a little bit here. So as you can see, we had this nice channel. It kind of fit perfectly in here, and we got almost three confirmations. I'm just counting that one as a confirmation, but the market moved down pretty quickly. I didn't see any setups to get in here. There was a chance where I thought I could get in. Ended up not being the case, but I was kind of waiting around too because it was pretty volatile. I mean, it dropped after when the market opened. I mean, it usually does. There's usually that announcement, and the market opens. It's kind of highly volatile, and you got to wait a little bit. And it was moving this morning. I thought over here I can get an opportunity to enter, but we quickly turned down. I had this. I marked the move up, and it was a first entry, and then I put a second entry, and it just took off. It went quick. I mean, you wouldn't even have a chance to. I don't know. You would need to drop a limit order or something, but it quickly took off, went down, and then came back up, and then it shot back up. So I thought maybe we were entering into a little period of congestion right here. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like we were congesting, but then it ended up going back down. So it was kind of confusing at this point. I mean, we had this, which looked like a nice size good size downtrend, and it looked like it broke. And so I'm like, okay, we got to go down. And I put my stop limit there because I thought I got to hit a nice entry. I think this was the second entry, but it moved really quickly and didn't look back, and it made a new low. So I thought from there we were gonna, after it made that new low because it broke the channel, I thought weren't gonna go back down, but boy was I sadly mistaken. And it ended up being, I'm pretty sure there was a bigger channel at play, but as you can see here, I mean, it looked like it was congestion. I mean, I think I actually, did I make the trading range? I don't think I did, but no, I did. So you can see me. I just added the range here because I'm like, okay, we're in a little bit of area of congestion. It should be after the analysis. The break of the channel. We should be making a new high, right? But the market started going lower after that, and I'm like, okay, we're not reversing. We're not making a new market cycle. So my next conclusion is we have to be in a bigger channel, and that's exactly what happened. And as we started going lower and making deeper moves to the downside, that's when I was like, okay, there's gotta be a wider channel here at play, and that was the case. So that's when I started figuring out and realizing it and making my channel. So let me skip ahead a little bit. So you see here, it kind of went back up into the range. So I thought, okay, we got a failed breakout back into the range, but then it started going back down. That's when I realized we had the bigger channel at play here, and I started making that move because you can see I lined up. I'm like, okay, we're still moving down. That's a pretty deep size move down, and we had, like, you can see one leg, 2 leg measure move, and then we made a third leg, making a third leg. I'm like, okay, there's something bigger to see, and it actually kind of fits. I mean, there's a little bit of empty space, but I think for the most part this fits. So I went with it, and then we got a second entry short, I believe, right here off the key entry point at the EMA, and pretty close to the trend line almost too. But I thought this was worthwhile taking, and so I entered this trade. The bar wasn't the best. It wasn't a solid pin bar. It was just kind of like half. But I was like, you know what, good enough for me. We have a lot of energy. This shortened downtrend channel needs a new low, so I'm gonna enter this. Why not? Sat around in it for a little bit. It started going back up towards the upside, like it was gonna go reverse. The trade was gonna reverse on me, but ended up working out for a nice 6-tick scalp. So I was able to scalp 3 contracts for 6 ticks, and then I had my 1 contract as a runner, and the runner actually was pretty good, and my analysis was on point. We still had to make that new low for that channel. It still fit the bigger channel here that I drew, and so all signs pointed to the downside, and those three contracts ticked through, and then I held my runner, and I held it toward the lows for the most part, and I didn't. I exited out early. I could have held it out for a little longer, but I figured once it passed those lows, maybe it was going to reverse again. So I felt comfortable with taking I think it was like almost, I think it was either 5.7 or almost 6 point runner. I felt comfortable taking that. I didn't want to be too greedy and lose it all. So I felt comfortable taking profits at that runner. But you can see there's actually a point where I think it was almost 0.25 away. It was a quarter of a point away to to stop it out my runner, but it ended up reversing all the way back for a nice sized runner. And then that's how I ended off the morning session, or the early morning session, for my hour trading window that I have in the morning. Pretty nice and pretty awesome to get that kind of trade with that kind of nice decent sized runner. So I was pretty content with that. Wasn't looking for another trade for the morning, and that's where I got into the later half of the day. And because this is what I do, I like to trade for the hour in the morning, hour and a half-ish in the early morning, and I'll take a break, go to the gym, and come back and hop on for the late morning session. And this is how the market looked late morning. You can see here it looked like it reversed off that point kind of after I took that runner. So I'm glad I took I'm glad I closed out my runner, but you can see here it reversed after that. Got a nice sized trend. Broke that trend, made a new high, and then it kind of just sizzled out and kind of mixed trading, not really clear, concise, what do you call it? Not a really clear, sorry for the pause, but not really a clear, concise way of where the market was going. Kind of wedgy to me after looking at it from this point of view. You kind of see that wedge look it has to it. So no real clear bias in the market. So I just held my hands and just maybe waited for a setup. But it was, again, very slow in the later morning session, and I did not take a trade. But this is how it looked. I mean, I thought maybe we had a range going on here, but now that I'm looking at it from this perspective, it clearly resembles a wedge. I mean, you can see we got lower lows and we got higher highs going up, and it clearly resembles a wedge, and you just want to stay out of that. That's just a bunch of bullhickey. You just want to stay out of that garbage, because you can end up getting trapped and confused and losing a trade. So it's better to sit in your hands. That's why I didn't take a trade in the late morning session. So, and sometimes what you got to do, sit in your hands. You don't see anything good, you don't feel confident in the market, don't take any trades. Simple as that. But that's how I saw it today. This is what it looked like in the market. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you got some value. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, any of that. Other than that, guys, hope you guys had a great day trading. If you didn't, hey, there's always the next day. There's always tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, stay blessed. Peace.